A gay couple trying to get a divorce in Dallas is now waiting on a ruling from a state appeals court. Texas banned same-sex marriages in 2005. So the question is, can a judge grant a divorce from something that is not even recognized by state law? Fox 4's James Rose has the story.
The George Allen Courthouse is flanked with a high-profile presence of law enforcement. Inside, where cameras and microphones are banned, a three-judge panel heard both sides of this controversial issue. Just how does a same-sex couple that legally got married in another state get a divorce in Texas, where same-sex marriage is banned?
Only valid marriages are going to be allowed to have a divorce.
Hiram Sasra, the Liberty Institute, argued alongside of the Attorney General's office that divorce is not an option, but something called voidness is.
All avoidances is an acknowledgement of what already exists, which is that there was never a valid marriage in the first place.
But attorney Jody Shesky argues the couple's Massachusetts marriage in 2006 is valid, and a divorce in Texas should be granted just as it would be for any other couple.
Granting a divorce means one less same-sex marriage in Texas. And
Shesky says the couple will not talk about the appeal until after the judges have a ruling. But their case has gotten national attention, and one of them, identified only as JB, appeared earlier this year on The Daily Show with Jon Stewart, which was posted online.
There is no difference.
The Attorney General's office says it got involved in the case to protect the statewide ban on gay marriage. But the couple's attorney says their intent is not to overrule what voters approved.
We've been characterized as seeking to overturn the Texas constitutional amendment that was passed with a large majority here in Texas. That's not what we're doing, because our client's already in a same-sex marriage. He wants out of it.
Now, it could take at least 6 weeks or more for the three-judge panel to issue a ruling, and even then, the case could still be appealed by either side to the state Supreme Court. In Dallas, James Rose, Fox 4 News.
And joining us now to continue the debate, attorney, also gay rights activist Lorie Burch. Thank you for being here with us tonight. Now, we do want to point out, we did ask the Liberty Institute to join us as well. They declined, however, Lorie, they did send a couple of statements. One of them I want to go ahead and read to you now. The legality of granting a divorce to a homosexual couple is unconstitutional under the Texas Constitution, which does not recognize same-sex marriages. So, Lorie, it seems they're kind of saying no marriage, no divorce. To that you say?
Well, one of the things that we need to understand before we talk about this is that at the time that the Texas Constitution was amended, we only had one state that granted gay marriages, and now we're in a situation where there are multiple states and the District of Columbia, as well as other countries, that do recognize these relationships. So as they don't require a residency requirement for couples who just want that feeling of being a family to go and get these marriage licenses, when they come back here to Texas, they don't have any rights. And as a lot of relationships do, they can dissolve, and if they dissolve, they'd have no recourse here. Right. And when we're talking about the Texas Constitution, there is a Constitution that is superior to the Texas Constitution. That's the U.S. Constitution. Sure. And traditionally, the way that marriage has been viewed from state to state is that we will recognize marriages from different states even if they don't comply with the formalities. So, for example, if another state recognized or granted a marriage between two individuals that were under 18, if they come here to Texas, even though we may not grant that marriage, we will recognize that as part of the full faith and credit clause. So when it comes to this issue of marriage, there's a problem when it comes to the protections that we have under the federal Constitution. More importantly, however, when it comes to just basic equal rights and the equal protection clause of the Constitution, we're talking about a group of people that are not being treated equally and enjoying the same freedoms from state to state.
So looking at this couple, they're from Texas, and just to give some folks some background, from Texas, went to Massachusetts, because as you mentioned, there's no residency requirement there to get married. There is this requirement to get divorced. So for people who might say, listen, why are you battling this out in court? If you want a divorce, just go back to Massachusetts, get it. No, not that simple. They've got to establish residency
Sure,
there.
That would be the simple answer.
Right.
But each state has different residency requirements in order to get divorced, and that's
right.
just not realistic. What is realistic is there are many couples that are in these relationships that are committing themselves to each other, trying to have a household, trying to have a family. They buy homes, they buy cars, they have children, and when it comes to the dissolution foundation of those relationships, we don't have the legal enforcement to enforce these responsibilities to make sure that children, for example, are taken care of through custody and child support.
All right, but what about the responsibility, I guess, to Texas voters who, I know it was 2005 and things have changed since then, as you said, more states now allowing gay marriage, but the voters in 2005 by what, 76% said no, we want a ban on gay marriage. I mean, so what about the responsibility to them?
Well, and that was a vote regarding gay marriage as opposed to gay divorce, which now we've had time to deal with the fact that there are more jurisdictions that are granting this, so this hasn't been an issue we've been presented with.
Right.
But when it comes to majority rule, it is important to understand the rights of the majority, but also the reason why we have a court system and the foundation of our country is to recognize that we need to protect minority interests when they are being treated unequal and being discriminated against.
And as you've said, it's loving families, but as with many marriages, things dissolve, and there needs to be a system in place to take care of the marriages and to take care of their divorces as well. Lorie Burch, thank you very much for joining us. Hey, we want to invite everybody, go to our Facebook page. It's KDFW News Desk. Lorie, we posted just about 30 minutes ago this question to people, and I got to tell you, comment after comment after comment from folks. So log on, join the discussion there. The debate continues, as does Fox 4 News at 9. We'll be right back. Lorie, thank you very much. I appreciate it.